We've got 4 big reasons why Bourne 6 should totally bring back Jeremy Renner's Aaron Cross. Plus, Matt Damon has already set one condition for his return to the franchise. Here's everything we know about the upcoming movie, and we've also got the scoop on why Matt Damon said, "I'm as anxious as you are." Let's start with why Matt Damon said, "I'm as anxious as you are."
I'm as anxious as you are to see if this thing is, I hope it's great and that we can do it.
About the new Jason Bourne movie. The Bourne series kicked off in 2002 with the Bourne Identity, following Jason Bourne, a guy with amnesia trying to dodge assassins while piecing together his past. The Bourne films set the standard for 2000s action with their gritty style, shaky camera, and rapid editing. The third film, The Bourne Ultimatum, even snagged 3 Oscars: Best Film Editing, Best Sound Mixing, and Best Sound Editing. With the franchise raking in over $1.6 billion, it's been a long 8 years since Jason Bourne hit theaters, by far the longest gap between movies, but Matt Damon hints that Bourne's not done yet. On The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Matt Damon gave a sneak peek into the next Bourne film. He revealed that he hasn't received any specific details about Bourne 6 yet. However, he did mention that Edward Berger, the director of All Quiet on the Western Front, has an idea for the film and is working on it. Damon didn't confirm his involvement in the project, but he expressed enthusiasm about Berger's idea and his desire to collaborate with him. Here's what Damon had to say. "No details have been given to me. There's a great director named Edward Berger who directed All Quiet on the Western Front. I don't know if you saw it, but it's fantastic. He's a wonderful German director, and he said he had an idea. I'd love to work with him. So he's working on it, and I'm as anxious as you are to see if this thing comes together. I hope it's great and that we can do it. At a certain point, someone is going to need to take it over. I'm not getting any younger." So far, the Bourne franchise has 5 films: The Bourne Identity, The Bourne Supremacy, The Bourne Ultimatum, The Bourne Legacy, and Jason Bourne. With the exception of The Bourne Identity, which was directed by Doug Lima, and The Bourne Legacy, which was directed by Tony Gilroy, the rest of the Bourne films were helmed by Paul Greengrass. Greengrass, known for his work on intense dramas like Captain Phillips and United 93, took the series in a great direction with high-stakes drama. Now, Edward Berger, who directed All Quiet on the Western Front, is on board for Bourne 6. His experience with grand production design and cinematography could bring a fresh, compelling edge to the franchise, given how he's used these elements in his war film. While Universal has confirmed Bourne 6, the cast and release date are still up in the air. It'll be interesting to see if Matt Damon will return. So far, only The Bourne Legacy has deviated from focusing on Jason Bourne, but Jason Bourne brought Damon back, suggesting the series might want to stick with what works. We can all agree that Bourne 6 has the potential to introduce a lot of fresh elements to the franchise. However, one thing it can't overlook is the return of Jeremy Renner's Aaron Cross. Taking over from Matt Damon was no easy feat, especially since the Bourne franchise had only grown in popularity with each new installment. Renner, coming off his role as Hawkeye in The Avengers, brought a lot of star power to the Bourne legacy. Despite the challenge of making a Bourne film without Jason Bourne, Renner's dedication and physicality as Aaron Cross made him a compelling spy assassin in his own right. Having him back in Bourne 6 could really elevate the film and add a whole new dimension to the series. In the first 3 Bourne films and his return in Jason Bourne, Bourne is shown as an incredibly skilled assassin, with very few rivals who can match him. Given Aaron Cross's similar training, fighting abilities, and even the physical enhancements from the chem pills in the Bourne Legacy, he'd definitely be a formidable opponent for Bourne. Even though they'd likely end up teaming up, the idea of a showdown between Jason Bourne and Aaron Cross is too thrilling for the franchise to pass up. Bourne 6 seems like the perfect opportunity to make that epic clash happen. Matt Damon's return showed that Jeremy Renner wasn't the issue with the Bourne Legacy. Even though the Bourne Legacy didn't hit the same highs as the Bourne Ultimatum and had a mixed reception, Jason Bourne in 2016 didn't fully revive the series either. While Damon was still great as Bourne, the film was hampered by a chaotic plot and excessively shaky camera work in its action scenes. However, with a more focused story and the dynamic of both Damon and Renner teaming up, Bourne 6 could be just what the franchise needs to get back on track. The journeys of Jason Bourne and Aaron Cross in the Bourne franchise revolve around their attempts to break free from the shadowy assassin programs that turn them into deadly operatives. Although the Bourne legacy centers on Bourne's rogue actions, Cross has made a significant impact on the series as well. The franchise wouldn't feel complete if it only wrapped up with Bourne's story. Aaron Cross's arc needs closure too for a truly satisfying conclusion. Even with Bourne 6 taking its time to develop, bringing Aaron Cross back could be key to its success. While a showdown between Bourne and Cross would be an exciting way to drive the plot, Cross's role as a surrogate Bourne expands the series' world beyond just one assassin. To truly close out the franchise, Bourne 6 needs to deliver Jason Bourne's most intense mission yet, and having Aaron Cross as a part of that journey would be the best way to achieve it. Matt Damon has made it clear that for him to return as Jason Bourne in Bourne 6, the film would need to have an incredible story. This requirement isn't just about him coming back, but also about potentially reuniting with director Paul Greengrass. Damon emphasized that the story needs to be compelling, reflecting his frustration with how some movies are rushed without solid scripts. Damon's condition for Bourne 6 highlights the importance of a well-developed narrative, especially after his comments suggesting that audiences might be done with the character following the mixed reception of Jason Bourne. Universal will need to ensure the script is top-notch if they want to meet Damon's standards and avoid repeating past mistakes. It looks like we're in for a solid story with Bourne 6. Since Universal has confirmed the sequel and Matt Damon has agreed to return, it's clear that they're working on meeting his one key condition, an incredible story. With both the studio and Damon on board, we can expect them to deliver a script that lives up to expectations. Bourne 6 is already making strides toward meeting Matt Damon's demands for his return. The hiring of Edward Berger as the director and writer is a promising development. Berger received an Oscar nomination for his script for All Quiet on the Western Front, which won 4 Oscars, including Best International Feature Film. While this might mean Damon is stepping away from his previous condition of working only with Paul Greengrass, he's likely to be excited about collaborating with a fresh, talented creative mind to revitalize the franchise. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the potential for a Bourne Cross showdown in Bourne 6? And how do you feel about Edward Berger taking the reins for this sequel? Let us know in the comments.